Chapter 8. At the LaBeouf mansion, the masquerade ball was just getting underway. The estate was aglow with colored lanterns and party balloons. Tiana, wearing a medieval costume, was busy serving beignets to the happy guests. All of New Orleans high society was there, decked out in their most lavish costumes. Big Daddy, dressed as a Roman emperor, found his way to Tiana's serving table. He noticed that someone else had gotten to it first. "Ah, Senator Johnson," Big Daddy said. "I hope you're leaving some of those beignets for your constituents." As the two men walked off, Charlotte's bloodhound, Stella, put her paws up on the table. "Stella, no," Tiana said, scolding the droopy-eyed dog softly. Stella whimpered. Tiana remembered the day years earlier when Big Daddy had pulled the tiny puppy out of his pocket and had given her to a surprise Charlotte. "Okay," Tiana said, tossing the dog a beignet, "but just one." Not far away, Charlotte anxiously paced among the partygoers. She was dressed as a fairy tale princess, complete with a diamond crown. She was ignoring all her guests as her eyes searched for the dance floor for her prince. One young man asked her if she cared to dance, but Charlotte told him later. "But Miss Charlotte, you said later 2 hours ago," the man pleaded. "Travis," Charlotte declared, "when a woman says later, she really means not ever. Now run along. There are plenty of young fillies dying for you to waltz them into a stupor." Charlotte escorted Travis to the dance floor, then drifted toward Tiana's table. "Give me those napkins," she whispered. "Quick!" "What on earth for?" Tiana asked. Charlotte tried to discreetly blot her armpits. "I swear, I'm sweating like a sinner in church." She'd waited all evening and the prince had not arrived. "Oh, Tia, it's getting to be so late." There are still a few stragglers," Tiana said. "It's just not fair," Charlotte pouted. "My prince is never coming. I never get anything I wish for." Charlotte tore the crown off her head and dashed up the grand staircase. "Lottie, wait!" Tiana called to her. "Just calm down and take a deep breath." Tiana caught up with Charlotte on the balcony. "Maybe I've got to wish harder," Charlotte said, choking back her tears. She looked up at the evening star, closed her eyes tight, and wished as hard as she could. "Please, please, 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 please." "Lottie," Tiana said gently, "you can't just wish on a star and expect." The sound of a trumpet suddenly interrupted them. "Ladies and gentlemen," the announcer called out, "His Royal Highness Prince Naveen." Charlotte and Tiana turned to see the crowd part as a tall, handsome man dressed in a striking uniform walked across the courtyard. Tiana could not believe what she was seeing. Was Charlotte's wish upon the star coming true? As for Charlotte, it all made sense to her. She quickly put her crown back on and fixed her makeup. She whistled for a spotlight and tossed a handful of glitter around herself. Prince Naveen noticed her immediately. The shimmering spotlight followed Charlotte as she eagerly rushed down the grand staircase. The prince took her gloved hand when she reached the last step and, in a cloud of billowing pink silk, swept her onto the dance floor. Tiana returned to her beignet stand and watched as they magically glided over the marble floor. She sighed. A man dressed in a horse costume approached her. "Good evening, Tiana," he said. Then a voice came from the back end of the horse. "Marvelous party." Tiana suddenly recognized the voices. "Good evening, Mr. Fenner." She looked at the back end of the horse. "And Mr. Fenner?" Fine-smelling beignets, the head end said. Tiana nodded. "They're going to be the house specialty once I sign those papers." "Yes, about that, the first Mr. Fenner started to say. His voice was hesitant. "You were outbid," the other Mr. Fenner finished. Tiana was shocked. "What?" "A fellow came in offering the full amount in cash. Unless you can top his offer by Wednesday, you can kiss that place goodbye." Tiana was furious. "But we had an agreement. You promised." Mr. Fenner removed his horse head and took a beignet from her tray. "Promises are like pie crust. Easily made, easily broken. Love those beignets, though." Mr. Fenner at the back end stuffed at least a dozen beignets into his costume. The brothers began to trot away. Wait a minute. Now you come back here, Tiana said, reaching out to grab the horse's tail, trying to get the finish to talk to her, but the tail came off in her hand. No, Tiana said as she staggered backward and fell onto her serving table. As the table collapsed, trays of beignets crashed to the ground, ruining Tiana's dress and what was left of her good mood.